British Open 2021, Collin Morikawa relies on his wisdom and innocence to win historic second major. Collin Morikawa won the 149th Open Championship on Sunday over three other former major winners, Jordan Spieth, Oosthuizen and Jon Rahm, with his third 4-under-66 of the week in his first ever trip to the oldest golf tournament in the world. He sure swings like a kid, though. Morikawa was 2 over through his first 6 holes and 4 down to playing partner Oosthuizen, the 18, 36 and eventual 54-hole leader. Morikawa didn't look lost, but it did appear as if the fade was on. You're not supposed to put yourself in position to win, much less actually win, your first Open Championship. Then Morikawa ripped off 8 birdies over his last 30 holes, including 4 on Sunday. No, Morikawa got in the mud with maybe the 3 best golfers in the world in 2021, and he didn't miss a single, damn, shot. He's also the top iron player in the world and probably the best since Tiger Woods. Morikawa came into the week gaining about 6 strokes a tournament on the field with his iron play, and though there are no strokes gained stats for the Open Championship, they certainly would have been even crazier than that. That's the talent Morikawa possesses, and it's one way to describe how good he looked this week. Still, you have to pour in a few big ones to win majors, and Morikawa did that over and again Sunday. All with Spieth breathing down his neck at a tournament the 2017 Open champion owns. Everything about my stats say I'm not a good putter statistically, said Morikawa. I feel like I can get a lot better. But in these situations, I feel like everything is thrown off the table. Morikawa started the 7 majors in 11 months run 341 days ago with his victory over Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau at the 2020 PGA Championship in Harding Park. I think what's interesting with Collin, too, his other wins had come with little to no crowds, and then some with modified crowds, said Spieth. Then you step into 35,000 and holding a lead down the stretch, I think is really impressive considering that's not only first Open Championship, but given the timing of when he's been out here. The achievements for Morikawa to this point in his young career are startling, and Justin Ray broke many down in a concise fashion. First golfer ever to win 2 majors in his event debuts, PGA Championship, Open. Third golfer to win 2 or more majors in his first 8 appearances, Bobby Jones, June Sarrazin. Fourth American to win the Open before age 25, Spieth, Jones, Woods. 8th golfer in the last 100 years to win multiple majors before age 25, Sarrazin, Jones, Nicklaus, Ballesteros, Woods, McIlroy, Spieth. What do I mean when I say Morikawa is a kid? You'll probably think, that's no kid. But Morikawa has not gone through the wars, both on and off the course, that age you as a golfer. Over the course of his first 49 PGA Tour events, he's won 5 times, including 2 majors. As you gain experience, you lose innocence, Padraig Harrington famously said at the PGA Championship earlier this year. I suppose, if you drew a graph, there's a crossing point of equilibrium where you have some experience and a certain amount of innocence and enthusiasm. As you get a little bit older and you get all this experience, on paper, people might think you get better with experience. But as I said, you've seen a few things that you know in your game that you probably never wanted to see, so you kind of lose that little bit of, I suppose, innocence. Morikawa is in the equilibrium where his brain and his presence are that of a 44-year-old, but his body and swing don't know any better. You can't construct a situation in which a golfer is thinking like Tiger and swinging like Hogan. on a week in which the state of Rory McIlroy's game and mentality got discussed plenty, and in which Jordan Spieth literally ran off the field of play on Saturday evening to break down putting minutiae with his coach, Morikawa played like a kid. He went after every feasible flag and swung with all the inhibition necessary to win an Open in one's first try. McIlroy and Spieth are tremendous champions, but there are moments when you can almost literally see them thinking, "I'm great, but wait." They are far wiser than they once were, but they are also a lot less innocent about their own failures as well as the allure of being the best golfer in the world. Staying enamored with pro golf for long stretches of time is difficult, and it's why the beginning can often be the most freeing, wonderful part. "I think when you make history, and I'm 24 years old, it's hard to grasp, and it's hard to really take it in," said Morikawa. At 24 years old, it's so hard to look back at the 2 short years that I have been a pro and see what I've done because I want more. I enjoy these moments and I love it, and I want to teach myself to embrace it a little more, maybe spend a few extra days and sit back and drink out of this jug. One of the great joys in the sport is watching Morikawa launch an aerial attack on an historic venue, making some of the great ball strikers of the last few decades look completely helpless. Even in his post-Open press conference, he was talking about competing and mixing it up with the best in the world. When I heard Brooks Koepka say at the 2019 Travelers Championship, which was my 3rd PGA Tour event as a pro, he said he was there to win, said Morikawa. When he first turned pro, he was there to make cuts. So the question for Morikawa, who turns 25 in February, is pretty simple, and a lot of golf history could depend on the answer. It's a question he's probably never even thought about because, well, why would you ever think about it when you're 24 years old with 2 major championships? How do you continue to play this preposterous game, that tries to break you at every turn, with the wisdom and maturity of an adult but the free-swinging, iron-flushing innocence of a kid? Rick Gehman is joined by Kyle Porter, Mark Himmelman and Greg Ducharme to break down and react to Collin Morikawa's victory at the 2021 Open Championship.